In this video, we're going to take a look at the new force plate dashboard inside of our Sports Science Hub. The ability to view this dashboard is only available if you have the Sports Science Hub add-on. So for those that have a Platinum Pro subscription, you can still view imported data from your force plates using Weight Room View or Workout Entry View. However, this specific dashboard is only available with the Sports Science add-on. Inside of Sports Science Hub, if we come over to the left side and we select the force plate dashboard, you can see we're being prompted to select a group. Inside of our demo account, I'm going to select the group All. And then from here, I can select individual athletes inside of that group. As you can see, the chart is already pulling the peak power for one of our athletes. If we select the filter icon, we can switch from peak power to a number of different metrics. You have the ability to select 2 metrics at a time to appear on the chart. So for this, we'll select peak power and jump height. You'll notice though, if I go to select jump height and then takeoff velocity, it will remove peak power as a filter. From here, we'll hit update and the chart itself will update. Here we can see the metrics and measurements for jump height, and on the right-hand side, the measurements correlated to peak power. We can see that the bar graph is representing our peak power and the line graph is representing our jump height. We can also see that there is a comparison between the average peak power for the group along with the peak power of the athlete. Again, with jump height as well, you can see the line graph for the average of the group along with the individual athlete in green. If we scroll down, we can see some of the key performance metrics that we'll be able to find throughout this dashboard. Each of these icons right here, when clicked, will provide more information about the metrics that you're looking at. So for these key performance metrics, we can see the metric name, more information, the average result. So this is the average for the end date selected, and we'll go over what that means in just a minute, along with the percent change of the average result when it's compared to a certain date range. If we X out of this and then simply toggle over something such as jump height, we can see what jump height is actually measuring, as well as takeoff velocity, and so on and so forth. Scrolling back up to the performance overview, this is the date range that the legend was referring to. So if we want to look at data that was collected on the 16th of February, we're going to want that date to be our end date. From there, you'll have the ability of looking at a 7-day, 14-day, or 28-day average. As you select those dates, that front date will change in order to populate the information that you're trying to view. Along with the performance overview page, we have a group analysis page. This chart allows you to see more information and metrics for the entire group versus the performance overview where you can only see 2 metrics compared at a time. So from here, we would click the filter icon and we can now add in flight time, stiffness, counter movement depth, so on and so forth, and hit update. And we'll see the chart populate as we scroll over to find each of these metrics. If we look over at February 16th, we can see the average for the counter movement depth, and then we can also compare that to the average across the 14-day span that we're looking at on this specific date range. We can also see that deviation between both the athlete's average on that day and the average over that period of time. It's important to note that if the deviation is a 1 or higher, it will highlight green. Again, we have the option of filtering between 7 days, 14 days, and 28 days on an average. and we can select our date ranges. This date will change based on the end date right here. So if we are looking for data that was completed on the 15th, we would select that as our end date, and then that 15th would populate along with the average for that 7-day span. If you scroll down to the bottom of the chart, you'll see that we also have the group average for each of these movements. So we can see the group average for the day and then that average over the 7-day span. If you're interested at exporting this data, you can simply click this button right here in the top right corner, and this will allow you to save this chart to your computer and then disperse it amongst your athletes as you wish, or keep it for your own collection. And those are the ins and outs of our new Force Plate dashboard on our Sports Science Hub add-on. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@teambuilder.com.